please continue.
So there are three categories in which we are applying. First is for the aviation innovation, and then the second category is the aviation sustainability, and third is the regional connectivity scheme. So we have clubbed all these three presentation in single presentation, and we'll continue from now onwards.
So you have to distinguish between three of them.
Sure, sir. We'll distinguish that.
Because we have to give you marks separately.
Sure.
So you are starting with number one in the.
Yes, before going further, I would just like to brief about the good sale, what exactly good sale is, and what are the objectives of good sale. And then we'll further, I will explain where, in which category we are applying. So this is the background of civil aviation sector in the state. In 1973, the agro department has started, and they want they bought a small aircraft, and from then onwards the journey of civil aviation sector started, and slowly and gradually in 1999 the state bought its own first aircraft, that is VTGUJ, and then in 2007 they bought the helicopter VT-SVP, and in 2010 the government of Gujarat set up the civil aviation department and the goods sale, which will take care of the civil aviation activity in the state. And as you are aware that the civil aviation sector is very niche sector, and people are not aware about various components of civil aviation. And with this particular objective, the government has set up the goods sale, where the major role of the company is for the promotion and development of the infrastructure facility, then other civil aviation activities. So in view of that, the goods sale has started a few activities. First was the goods sale has signed up a MOU with the government of India and Ministry of Civil Aviation and Airport Authority of India in 2016 for the development and promotion of regional connectivity scheme in 2016, through which the goods sale has provided last mile connectivity to many different parts in the state. Then in 2017, the state planned for the new airport, so they bought a land in Rajkot, and from Rajkot they started the new greenfield project. In 2019, the goods sale bought a new aircraft for the VVIP flying operations, and in 2020 goods sale started the water seaplane services, which was one of the first kind of services in the country. And in 2022 goods sale started the air ambulance services, which is also one of the unique services. So the idea of all these activity is we as a company, we want to develop the overall civil aviation infrastructure in the state. So the objectives of the company are creating new infrastructure, generating new partnership both on the technical side and on the commercial side, then creating new airport infrastructure. It can be a water aerodrome, it can be a helipad, and so on. So this is the map of aviation sector in the state. At present, the state has 9 AI airport, 3 government of Gujarat owned airstrips, And the government of Gujarat is planning to develop 12 new airstrips in Gujarat, and there are 2 operational water aerodromes. And government of Gujarat is also planning to develop 3 new water aerodromes. So the in the first category of the aviation innovation, we are trying to develop the various model through which infrastructure can be leveraged from ground level to level 1. So that's why our method is different as compared to other respective state. Gujarat is also number 1 in terms of the most operational airfield in the country. So this is one of the example where the modernization of airport take place, and what are the objectives. So this there's a one airport based based in based in Mandvi, Kutch region. The state government got the airport long back, and it was used before independence. And the Mandvi is one of the tourist destinations in Gujarat, but the airport has not been utilized enough. So we are creating a PPP based project through which we will collaborate with various stakeholders, and we'll develop this airport where the master plan is shown. The runway would be 45 meter into 220 meters, and here we are planning to land a Airbus 320 aircraft, which is a 180 seater large size aircraft. And in the first phase, the government is planning to invest 136 crore to develop this airport. The airport will have unique facilities like a recreation center, then a hotel, then park is there, so that, and then MRO is there, which you can see in the images. These are the various activity where we are trying to develop the revenue model for the airport, where the airport can survive and it can run on its own operations cost, so that the sustainability of airport doesn't depend on the other only for commercial flight activities. So airport can generate revenue from various different models. And to further enhance, in the government is trying to gather more and more land to develop the long-term vision plan for the creating the aviation infrastructure. As you are aware, sir, that infrastructure cost is very high these days, and the break-even of any aviation infrastructure come around between 30 years to 60 years. So in the view of that only, we are planning to acquire more and more land and create new airport, heliport infrastructure. So these are the current year plan, where we will develop 5 airports in different region of Gujarat. Then this is one of other innovative method which we are using, where we are trying to monetize the old airport, where we can utilize this particular revenue to develop the other infrastructure in the state. The government is already developing the new Rajkot airport, and the old airport, Rajkot airport, would be monetized in this particular process. So this is the plan of the new Rajkot airport. The land would be 1030 hectares, and the cost of total project would be, in the first phase, would be around 1405 crore rupees. And at present, already 60% of the work has been completed, and by March 2023 we are planning to start the operations of or the commercial airline from this particular airport. These are the various revenue models which the upcoming airport will have through the IT services, through MRO services, to the manufacturing facility, which will which we have a separate location and the space available at the airport, and we will subsequently develop these activity at the Rajkot airport. So this was the first example where the intervention of new innovative methods which the state government is trying to develop in the first category of the nomination. In the second category of the infrastructure, we are going to the various infrastructure available at in the state. The first is the heliport infrastructure. At present, the state has 208.
Sorry, sir, for interruption. Actually, I think this is the second project that you have nominated for the Scotch Award. So I think after first presentation, we can have this question answer session, and then we can move to the second presentation.
Sure, no issues.
Ubdesh sir, you're on mute, sir. Actually.
Mr. Ajay, you have indicated that you want to develop a few airports with the help of private participation, PPP mode.
Right, sir.
Okay, and these are greenfield also, greenfield projects also. Is it correct?
These are greenfield and brownfield both. So
Okay,
the Rajkot Airport is greenfield and the Mandvi is a brownfield project.
have you done the work for inviting bids and all that?
Yes, sir. We have already floated the tender. So Greenfield Airport is already in construction phase. 60% of the work has already been completed, and by March 2023, this airport will get started.
Which company is engaged with you in construction?
There are two companies. One is
Okay.
L&T, and they have the airport authority has given the contract to the sub-vendor also. So the
No, yeah, in fact, L&T is a construction company, but
L&T is
who is investing the money? PPP means the investment will be made by private partner for a certain period of during concession period. So, which is the investment partner? Who is investing? Just like GMR has invested in Delhi port. Okay,
so in this case, there are models. So construction is one activity. The other activity is the operation and maintenance. Here
okay.
we will make sure that the PPP project work, because the infrastructure project is very costly. No, if we work on the infrastructure on the PPP part, then definitely the state will not own this particular airport. So the ownership will be with the state, with the government, and the terminal building, the other ancillary activity will be run on the PPP part.
Okay. Means the basic investment in the infrastructure will be made by the government, and small packages
Yes,
will be implemented by the private partner.
right, sir.
Oh, and also the O&M contract will be signed by state government and the private partner. So
Right.
this is the model.
This is the model,
Okay. Good.
because very
Okay,
few
got it.
players are there. Right, sir.
Yes. It is a very upfront cost of a airport is very much, that too with a lot of uncertainty whether the traffic will come or not. There
Right.
are so many issues, and the revenue. What will the revenue sharing? Whether the concession period will be extended further? There are so many issues are in this. Anyhow, I got the idea that primary investor will be the state government.
Right.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, please tell me, w- has there any being study being done to assess that in future this much volume will be there, so that we need to augment our airports or build new airports in the state?
Definitely, sir. Every time when a project, government plan a project, because it's a very cost consuming, very highly invest oriented project, the feasibility study keep on going on each and every project. So there are a list of impaneled consultant. We hire their services and we do the survey study, demand and supply study first. In case of the airport, the first is whether there is a demand for next 30 to 40 years in the geography or not, and what kind of a benefit it will give to the society or that particular geography. There are various parameters which can be looked out, like industrialization, other mode of transportation, then
I got
tourism.
I know that just because this type of information was not in your presentation, that's why I asked you. This means you studies are being done.
Yes, sir. We do study and we thorough check our study, and we vet our study with other agencies also, whether
Okay,
we are on the right track or not.
okay, I got that. Now, up till now, you said that the first presentation, first part is on aviation innovation. So,
Right.
what is innovative in this? These are normal activities being done by a state government to augment aviation sector.
So, sir, basically, if you have a look over the aviation infrastructure in the country, there are only runway available, and the airport is not operational. Only one or two flights are there. Huge land bank is there, but
So you are basically augmenting the existing system.
the existing system, and we are making sure that each and every airport can grow on self-sustained model. So we are creating a MRO services at each and every airport, which the state government own, where repair and maintenance services of not the large aircraft, but the small and mid-size 19-seater to 10-seater aircraft, 20 to 10-seater aircraft, and then helicopter services. So these are the other revenue source model where there's a demand, but there's a no skilled or the organized players are there in the industry. So every operator, the flight operator or the airport operator, the airline operator face these issues. So we are resolving all these issues. Plus, we are also creating the revenue model for our state-owned airstrips or air.
Okay, I got that. Since Maharashtra is very near to you, and most of the international flights and the domestic flight are originate from Mumbai.
Right.
So, do you think any volume will shift from Maharashtra to Gujarat?
Yes, it has already been because first, sir, Mumbai has a issue of the airspace issue. Then the tariff and the fuel subsidies are at par from in the market. So Gujarat already has. Then we have already started approval for Surat and Rajkot Airport for the international category. So, and we keep on requesting the other airline operator to start. Then we also show them the way the future demand for the Gujarat, which we have through our studies. Then we also provide them very minimum charges of ground handling services. So these are the landing and parking facilities which are available. So the as you if you are aware, sir, the Boeing or Airbus aircraft, one landing, if it stay for a night, the landing and parking charge would be around in few lakhs per night. And we have an added advantage in our state. And if these aircraft come to state government airstrip or the airport, we don't charge them. So these are the few things which we are focusing to creating a sustainable model for our state-owned infrastructure.
Okay, so you have already explained the second part as well.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and now you try to give more focus on third part, regional connectivity.
Sure, sir. Let me just go to a small slide. This is the technology-wise. In India, there's no, you have heard about helipad, and then there's a heliport, which there's a one operational heliport in Rohini. There's also one component called vertiport. Vertiport, this is the example of the vertiport, which the state government will create at the Sabarmati riverfront. So it can take off, vertical flying can take off, and we are creating for the smallest size of a helicopter is Robinson, and the heaviest one in our country is MiG 172. So we also are focusing on the technology side, where we can leverage as uh, in context to our peers. So this is one example of the technology where we are using. Then in terms of the last slide of the regional connectivity, so Gujarat has two water aerodromes. One is the Sabarmati riverfront and another one is the Statue of Unity. And the state government is already planning to develop 6 more in near future. So already site survey has been done of all these, and the site is feasible. Now the construction activity will take place after floating the tender to promote and to make sure ours, because the water aerodrome and seaplane operation is costly. So to strengthen this, the state government has also signed a MOU and form a SPV. And this SPV will help in running the seaplane operations. Then Gujarat has 19 RCS airport, and Gujarat was the first state in the country which started its own VGF scheme, that is viability gap funding, which we started in 2016. And on the basis of that only, the government of India later in 2018 implemented the regional connectivity scheme. So our target was to provide last mile connectivity, and I'm very happy to announce you that we have already connected 5 destinations on daily basis. That is Surat, Ahmedabad, Rajkot, Amreli, Porbandar, and Bhuj, and Bhavnagar. These are the few destinations which the state government, through its own viability gap funding, has started these flight operations. The government is providing subsidy to the operator and cater the flight for these routes means they are, the biggest one is the Ahmedabad Bhuj flight, which has a 50-seater capacity, and the other route is a small aircraft, because the runway size is small, so bigger aircraft cannot land there. So at present, 9-seater aircraft is operating. So this was for the last part where we have applied for the regional connectivity. Hello.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ajay. I think you have covered all the 3 presentations, or still
Yes, sir,
some.
we have covered all the 3 presentation, and apart from this, to develop the overall civil aviation infrastructure,
Yes,
the
yes, sir.
government is trying other efforts also to promoting the aerosports activity. Then we are also coming up with our civil aviation policy, which will be launched in next few days, which will cover up the R&D training center, then the aircraft financing, air cargo, regional connectivity, MRO, and the other ancillary services of the aviation sector. So these are the key theme area. And
Okay, Mr. Ajay, I think Airports Authority of India has also a stake in your efforts. So how do you coordinate? How do you decide which part will be developed by AI and which part will be done by the state government?
so if you see, sir, in the regional connectivity scheme, so there are list of airport which are bid, and if some operator bid on a particular airport and they won the route, then only the airport authority and the state government work on that particular project. Rest the others airports or the other aviation infrastructure, the state government provide its own initiative. And as per the MOU only, we do the terms and we have our own obligations, and we try to fulfill the requirements. So, for example, the smaller airports like Amreli, Mandvi, there was no regional connectivity scheme. So, state government took the initiative and they started the whole operation. And now these airports are operational and they are successfully running. And plus, the state government is also coming up with the FTO, that is Flying Training Institute, to provide the future manpower and the resources.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Ajay.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Ajay. I don't have any further questions. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Was constituted by Chandigarh administration in 2017, and its journey started by the implementation of the PMKVY, the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana 2.0. So we have successfully implemented PMKVY 2, and we attained the third position in attaining the targets, 100% targets. Amidst the COVID also, we were able to achieve 100% targets. So we had 34 training partners and we successfully completed it. Then we were given the targets for PMKVY 3. So we also attained the first position for attaining our targets in PMKVY 3. I will hand over to RF Jain, who will be presenting the rest of the presentation.
Hi, so good morning, everyone. So this presentation is based on the District Skill Development Plan 2020. So in which we planned all the skill development activities for the whole year. So the achievements as per this plan was that we trained 6,147 individuals in PMKVY 2 and 166 individuals in PMKVY 3. So the target in the 3 was low because of the COVID. So not many training was possible. And plus we trained 200 people in the RPL. And the demographic profile of the trainees covered all aspects, all people of the society, women, HCs, OBCs, EWS, rurals, and migrants. Everyone was involved in this training. Plus the teacher certification, placement through online portal, and employees of the Chandigarh administration for the computer skills were also being trained. So the challenges we faced was the adaptation of new models of skill development during COVID. So the problem was resistance by the trainers and trainees. So we created small groups to motivate trainers and also 10 counselors from the existing faculty available at our institutes. They were appointed to train the trainees, to counsel them. And second was the linkages of NSQF aligned courses with online training. So the head trainers were trained by the SSCs, that is Sector Councils, and the trainers of DGP. And need-based course material was prepared by the trainers. So as you can see the progress, we reached more than 3,500 students through online classes. More than 4,900 users were connected with the mini portal of DGT. We conducted 25 online competitions and so on. And YouTube and trainers also started their own YouTube channel to reach to these students. Second was the upgrading the infrastructure for training during COVID-19 pandemic. So the solution was, so availability of IT resources was a challenge. So once the situation got a bit better, so by following the COVID-19 protocol, social distancing protocol, so computers with latest configuration were installed, availability of internet was improved, more projectors were installed. And secondly, new machinery in the labs were installed with the help of industry. So as you can see, the progress is 70% labs were upgraded, digital training sessions were completed, 10 smart labs were created with new projectors and yeah. So now the way forward, this we planned in the 2020. So first of all, the safety labs will be created in the government idea, and it has been successfully done. Second is the number of hours in respect of digital and employability skill training will be increased. We are in this process. It is still in the process. And second and third is 9 new labs of different trades will be created or upgraded in the ideas. So we are in process with the 2 and 3. Rest we will follow. So this is the glimpses of the trainings that have been done. So this is 100 hours on-site practical training was done for the oxygen plant at the government hospital sector 16. It is for the students of the ITI sector 28, and the general duty assistant training was also given to the mostly female candidates of the ITI sector 11 Chandigarh. These are the glimpses of the video. This is the YouTube channel created by the trainer. This is the online sessions, classes, competitions being conducted. This is the one of the upgraded labs. And this is also poster for the one of the competitions. So this plan of ours that we have presented here, this has also been awarded by the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, and Deputy Commissioner Chandigarh received the award on behalf of Chandigarh Skill Development Mission. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
A good presentation to the point. But generally, it is observed that the industry demands that training should be given as per the skill set requirement which are used in their establishments. How do you coordinate with the industrial requirement? What is the interface that you use with industry?
So, sir, when we start preparing, we conduct sessions with the industry. Like we have recently submitted the skill plan for this year. So before finalizing the plan, we conducted an interaction session with the industry. We take care of what requirements they have, what job roles they have, because our aim is to, after training, that the candidate should be placed in some kind of employment. Not
Sure.
just safe of training.
So when we prepare this plan, we also do this plan in congruence with all the departments, what other departments of the administration are doing, and we have all the inputs from other departments. Then wherever we are lacking, which training we are lacking, we prefer to provide training in that. At that time, the main requirement was the training in the COVID warriors and oxygen plant, medical side. So we tried that we should impart the maximum training for the general duty assistant, so that at that time, our students are able to help the COVID situation, and they were able to do that. We were able to provide a lot of students for the general duty assistant course to the hospital, which was of a great help at that time.
Thank you very much. In fact, this is a very critical gap area which we observe during when we visit hospitals, that many of them do not use, are not aware how to use the medical equipment, and particularly small troubleshooting also.
Sir, seeing the demography of Chandigarh, because Chandigarh is a place where there are a lot of senior citizens, and their siblings, their children are not residing in Chandigarh. So we need to have a lot of general duty assistant or caregiving persons in Chandigarh demography. We have a lot of persons who are skilled in this, and we can provide support to those people. So they'll be employed in a better way.
Thank you very much. Excellent work.
Thank you.
Ma'am, to whomsoever you are training or provide guidance, so what is the percentage of the total manpower which is being absorbed in the state, and rest of them are going out of the state and not getting jobs, etc.? Have some assessment been done on this?
So when the final tranche has to be given for the scheme that is given, we have a procedure where we have to get the data where the students are placed. So we have the data, and luckily Chandigarh has a lot of hospitals also. So because it is a bit difficult to get the data of the self-employed students, but we have all the data of the students employed in the hospitals. Though we are trying to have a database where the self-employed students can also be there registered, so that we know how many are in the self-employed side.
Okay, good enough. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Company Limited. So PGVCL, Paschim Gujarat Ridge Company Limited, is state-owned distribution company of Gujarat, and the company has started functioning independently since April 2005. PGVCL is satisfying the consumers of Saurashtra and Kutch region. PGVCL is also having a very large geographical area, which includes coastal area, forest area, mountain area, desert area, and islands. For distribution utilities, measurement of electrical power supplied to the consumer and monitoring of its quality is very important. So therefore, energy meter is the cash register for distribution utility. Nowadays, a static meter has taken place of electromechanical meters. PGVCL is procuring static LT-CT meters having capacity of 100 by 5 ampere and 200 by 5 ampere, as well as PGVCL is procuring separate ring type CT coils. Also, for the LT industrial consumers having contracted load above 40 HP and 100 up to 125 HP. These energy meters are connected. These energy meters are connected through separate CT coils for measurement of the energy. These meters, along with these ring type CT coils, deal with large amount of energy, and even small error result in significant loss in terms of the revenue. At present, PGCL is taking meter reading manually for the consumers, LT industrial consumers, by taking door-to-door visit, and meter reader needs to visit meter physically for the reading. Now, with this current system, there are certain limitations which I would like to highlight. The first is the human error as well as intentional error. We cannot avoid it while taking the readings. The second one is many consumers are located at remote places as well as scattered places, and due to which it is quite difficult to get the data frequently. The third one is the frequency of getting the meter reading area. Meter readings of LT industrial consumer is once in a month, and therefore the data which we have received every month cannot be utilized for any other purpose, such as load pattern analysis, fault analysis, or temper analysis, etc. The another issue is that in some cases mischievous consumers intentionally burn the energy meter, and because of absence of the historical data, utility will lose millions of units from billing. Now, another limitations of this current system is that as the meters, these LTCT meters are connected through a ring type city for measurement, there may be a chances of considering wrong multiplying factor ratio. In the case where meter is replaced or either the ring type city is replaced. So this result also in significant loss in terms of the revenue. So to overcome these limitations, initially PGVCL has decided to provide the three-phase composite meters of the consumers having connected load above 75 kilowatt and 75 kilowatt. Those consumers which are connected on the high loss feeders, consumers which are located at scattered area as well as headstrong and remote places, consumers having low consumption as well as having frequent variation in the consumption. So initially we have decided to provide 800 three-phase composite meters to LTE industrial consumers, out of which we have already provided 672 numbers of composite meters. Now we have already received the communication data through communication, and we are analyzing the data through the meter data management system of Jio Urja platform. Now, after implementing these meters, we have observed certain benefits, which I would like to highlight you. Now, before we come on the benefit, I would like to give brief information about the composite meter. A composite meter is a unit which include meter, inbuilt city and modem in same enclosure and can be fit on wall or as well as on the pole without any box. It provides the facility of the communication also, and it is immune for AC or DC magnetic field also. Now, after providing this LT composite meters to the LT industrial consumers, we have very accurate monitoring of quality and quality of the electricity power supply. Due to inbuilt cities, there is no need to calculate multiplying factor manually. It also provides a facility of remote meter reading. We can have a real-time meter reading also. Data is also available for the other purposes like fault analysis, temper analysis, load pattern analysis. Availability of data for each consumer as and when we required. Okay, thank you, sir.
Very good presentation, sir. In fact, very good innovative product you have installed about these composite meters.
Yes,
but can you quantify what is the delta improvement in terms of either revenue or energy or electricity quality or billing and collection efficiency?
Okay, sir. We have, sir, as we have mentioned that we have real-time metering data. So we can observe from data what is the voltage level, what is current level at the consumer premises at specific time. We have data on our platform at regular interval. So we can observe that data. So we can find there is issue of power supply or voltage. We can identify. Further, in terms of revenue, one example I would like to explain you with one example that after taking manual meter reading and then after sometimes if meter gets faulty, then we will come to know when the second during very next month while taking reading physically. But in that case, we can easily identify the faulty meter during the regular observations, very next day, because this data is available on daily basis.
True, but it is true, well taken that you have mentioned in your presentation. But can you quantify that during 1 month or 2 months or 6 months,
yes.
How much revenue has gone up because of this?
Yes, recently we have detected 3 faulty meters. 3 faulty meters, 3 number of faulty meters of the LT industrial consumers which are detected, found, and also 2 numbers of consumers are found in which magnetic temper have been detected. So such meters have been replaced immediately and the laboratory and sent for the laboratory inspection for further evaluation.
Okay, thank you, please.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, you are using more or less smart meters. So how your reading is going to the computer?
Sir, it is a platform, GeoUrja platform, sir. GeoUrja platform, it is GS-based solution.
Is it the meter reader has to take the reading or he is using a device?
Pardon, sir?
Is it the meter reader is reading, taking reading on regular interval or some device?
No, we have data of related to meter reading, voltage, current also, and on our system, meter data management system. So there is no need to visit consumer's place while for taking meter reading. We are getting through this system, GPR system, through the GPR system from the meter.
Okay, thank you. Good project.
Thank you, sir.
The investor facilitation portal. So as we all are aware that the investor facilitation portal is a single window portal that provides access to various approvals and permission pertaining to various departments through a single sign-on facility. It completely eliminates the requirement of physical intervention by application. The portal facilitates application submission, online payment of fees, scheduling of inspection, approval of application, and issuance of digitally signed certificate to the applicants. Since the operationalization of the portal has really resulted into various aspects. First slide. Yeah. So if we see the holistic scenario, till today, we have processed the more than 1.1 million application which are received on IRP. And out of this, almost 70%, more than 70% applications received have been approved by the state departments. And along with that, we are handling various queries related to departments, and more than 90% queries has been resolved till date. So that is a big achievement by various departments, and this is through online system. In addition, we have also granted various incentives which are linked to the application, which is to the tune of almost more than 2 lakh. And overall inspection, that online inspection has taken place, is more than 1.3 lakh in a scale. So if we see right from the 2015, so last 7 year scenario, we have increased the application, like approval of a business related application in a 4-fold. So that is a big achievement which Gujarat team has achieved so far through this IRP portal. Next, please. See, if we see normally offline procedures are having a lengthy application processes, which requires a bulky document submission and no physical follow-up of approval, which also needs a to sign a document physically. So there were really very less awareness about the application process. So this requires a various visit of multiple portals by the applicants for the various departments approvals to make an application. And there was, manual submission grievance which were received. So to reduce the steps of application through IT solutions, we approach the holistic approach in terms of all-inclusive portal which we have created for B2G services and interaction, which covers right from know your approval. So what all approvals are required by the applicants, which are listed down, various incentive details which are available, which are linked with the setup of the industry, which are also very well narrated. Then what is the complete procedure in terms of checklist, what all documents are required to be uploaded, and in what timeline that would be approved, that is clearly mandated on the IRP portal, which also covers the central inspection system and various information which are related to the industrial parks, estate, SIRs, town planning schemes, which are available on the online portal, and which is straight away linked to the national integrated with the national single window system. In addition, we as a Gujarat team has initiated various sector profiles and sector specific policies which are also available online. So any investor who wish to invest, they can very well refer and get a complete picture or a broad picture in terms of what are the potential strengths of the particular area or the location. That also covers the help desk facilitations for the investor to address their queries, and whatever grievances they have, that has been resolved immediately in a no time. In addition, we are also providing various SMS facilities to various investor in a time bound manner, so that they are aware of the status of their application in terms of approval and what else compliance, if any, they are required to do, and that has been sent through SMS as well as email also. Next, please. So when any investor who wish to invest, so IFP facilitates an investor by informing various list of approvals which are required, that is pre-establishment and post-operational approvals, along with the process flow, complete checklist, and the fee details which is required to be submitted. It also narrates about the details of various government policies and incentives which are available to an investor. So any investor who wish to set up and operationalize his business, he will have to go to the pre-established approval and pre-operational approval, which is readily available on a IFP portal. In addition, various incentives, as I discussed, more than 10 state incentive schemes can be accessed. And this is done for more than 18 departments that we have covered. And so far, it is covering more than 200 approvals, which really facilitates an investor to have a business-centric approval and approaches, which really ease out the various processes for an investor and does not have to get into the details. We are also doing the online projects and submission of application through IFP to various small and medium and large scale industries. So we have developed this with a view to cover all categories of industry of all ranges. So this really helps investor to get this straight away into the approval process. In addition, next please. We have also a registration process to commence the business operation, which detail out with various steps in filling up a common application form. So we have eliminated various application forms which were to be submitted by the applicant. So there is a single application which starts from pre-establishment, right from the various approvals of HT, LT connections, approval of electrical installation, registration of partnership firm, followed by the various approval, NOCs, fire NOCs, registration under various acts, and then moving to the consent to establishment, and followed by the various application of infrastructure facilitation in terms of water and drainage, followed by the pre-operational approval of various licenses, plan approvals, and migrant workers. And finally, it goes to the consent to operate, which is a commencement of operation, which really smoothen the complete process for all the stakeholders to go through the complete ease. Next, please. So to really achieve all these aspects, we had a various challenges, and when we are transforming from, physical interface to online, that brings a lot of, hassles in terms of challenges, which brings the to move from an era of manual functioning to digital era for the purpose of making policies functions more effective and efficient. So mainly we had two challenges. One was the manpower challenges, and second was the process challenges. So to really overcome and have a maximized governance with the minimum government, that ultimately led us to increase the effectiveness, efficiency, and transparency in all public services, which has really helped us significantly in reducing the timelines and ultimately the cost of doing business. So this is how we have overcome the various challenges through the investment facilitation portal. So first was the challenge to decentralize the information for the investor. So we have made it centralized, and prerequisite details about approvals are set on the IFP portal. Then there was another challenge is for the manual intervention, which was required at every now and then and every stages. So we have eliminated this physical intervention for obtaining approvals. So this has really helped investors as well as the departments to smoothen the process and expedite the process. So which has really brought the timely resolution, including the tracking of application. So timeline for application has been predefined and has been considerably reduced to help the investor or the applicant to track that on IFP. So which has also brought in overlapping, like avoiding overlapping and transparent inspection of all the application throughout the process, which has really brought in the CIS, that is Central Inspection System, to ensure the synchronization of inspection in transparent way. So this all is facilitated by the single sign-on facility on the portal with the various departments. As I mentioned, this has covered more than 18 departments, and which has really helped submission of avoiding the repetitive information and documents for the applicant. So this has really brought us the complete process to help and support the investor, and also reducing burden of various departments. So Gujarat, next please. Gujarat has a single window clearance act as well, to support all the policies and incentives that we have provided. So Gujarat is the one of the leading states in India to attract foreign direct investment. So the act has really supported state to process very well defined benefit and betterment for the society. And as we all are aware that single window system has been developed, so investor is looking to start a new business or establishing a new industrial unit can avail core services needed to obtain necessary clearances, licenses, complete mandatory taxes, registration, regulatory filing that are required to operate a business or by the industrial units. So these efforts for the applicant and say it has saved the time and cost of the state government, which has streamlined the process of make the business process re-engineering. So the various state as well as the national single window system has also taken an inspiration, as well as they studied the RP portal developed by the Gujarat state, and which defines the clear workflow and approval based system. So this single window system clearance act which has been a very integral part of the IFP. So, and we have a implementation by various district level officers is tracked to the monthly ranking process reviewed by Chief Minister office and reflected on a CM dashboard. So that really helps right from the providing all the investor requirement and to the implementation. And in case of any delay, we have also tracking and monitoring system. So we are making accountable the concerned officers for in case of any delay. So they have to adhere to the stipulated guidelines, so which is binding to the applicant as well as to government as well. So this is a two-sided benefits. So it's not only government-oriented policies which only benefits applicants, but which also helps government. So it is
Sorry, sir, for
affordable.
interruption.
Yeah, it is affordable to both the aspects. So this has really helped us. Next, please.
Sorry, sir, for
So
interruption. Can you please conclude your presentation in 2
yeah,
minutes?
this is the last slide. Thank you. So this is about the evolution part. So we have a uniqueness in our application. So we have overcome all the challenges and we have provided excellence in terms of operating right from the application to the submission, which had really scaled us and provided us a sustainability in all aspects right from 2015. And as a future roadmap is currently being integrated with the Gati Shakti portal as also, which has expanded more business-centric services are developed online in the state. Thank you so very much for your time and patience.
Thank you, sir. Very good presentation. In fact, you have this portal very well established. What is your next agenda on which you would like to improve in future?
Yeah, as I mentioned that Honorable Prime Minister has launched a Gati Shakti portal as well. So what we are doing, since we, as I discussed, we made almost integration of 18 departments and more than 180 approvals. So slowly and steadily, we are going to integrate all other applications, like as I mentioned about Gati Shakti and other applications. So this would be integrated. And since this is integrated with the new single window system as well, so that has really helped as a one point contact, one stop solution to the investor.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, please.
Thank you.
I don't have any specific question to ask since your system, whatever you have created, seems to be excellent. All the best to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.